Hello, everyone. If you are seeing this video, you successfully made it to the slide, and I hope this provides you better direction. This is what they do all the time in college is if you're taking an asynchronous class, we call it, is you might have to be viewing instructions via video rather than a live person since I'm in Chicago right now. So I hope this is an easier tool. Feel free to pause the video at any time. That's going to be very helpful as I quickly go through this exercise using Excel. So make sure that you pause continually. If you need to go back, that is also acceptable. And take your time through this. And that's why I'm doing it via video. I also have the instructions posted on the slides. Remember, this exit ticket is graded. And you can follow the directions on Schoology through our slides or by looking at this video. I would recommend both, actually. So let's get started. Reviewing from what we discussed yesterday. If you weren't here, I'm going to be doing a basic review. We're using Microsoft Excel, which is comprised of spreadsheets compared to Word, which is all writing and documents. So we tackled our resume and our cover letter. Now we're going to start to get into more numbers and also how to better organize. So definitely as you get older in high school and college, this is an effective method to organize this and make sure lists are appropriately sorted and things like that. So over the next 3 days, you will be doing different activities that showcase your skills. Let's get started. So reviewing from yesterday what we talked about, we're going to make the spreadsheet look the best we can. So let's simply type in our name. Today, I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to choose one of my favorite hockey players. His name was Eric Lindros. So you want to type your name, though. I'm just typing this for an example. So in cell A1, please type your name. All right. So we want to change this to make it bigger. Remember, titles should be big. They should stand out. And just like your name on a document, that should be the first thing that people see to know it's yours. So we're going to click into cell A1. Now, as you remember from Microsoft Word, what we're going to do is first, let's do the easy one. Up in the top here, B for bold. Bingo. All right. Different font this time. Remember, you can type this in to quickly search it. We're going to do Georgia, just like the state. Okay. Georgia. Hit enter. All right. As you can see, you probably know what, if you paid attention yesterday, what's coming next. Font size, we're going to go nice and big, 20. Boom. Really stands out now. And if you successfully did this, Georgia, bold, and size 20. All right. That's the first step. So if you did that, you got a couple points there. Now, we're going to start. You always want to add a space. So we're going to click into cell A3. Remember from what we discussed yesterday, how you find a cell is a combination between a column and a row. So A3, I find A and go down to the third row. So click into that cell. What we'll do now is nice and easy numbers. Let's go 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Nice and easy. So if you did this correctly, I should see 5 numbers, 10 through 50, in cells A3, A4, A5, A6, and A7. All right. Your mouse now, if you did this, should be in what cell? If you guessed A8, you are correct. All right, A8. So what we'll do now is calculate, and basically I'm asking you to add these numbers together. Now, most of you can do this in your head. I understand that, but why do math when Excel can do it for us? So what we're going to do is the auto sum feature. If you were not here yesterday, your top toolbar, we're going to go all the way over to the right. Mine looks a little different, but around this area, you should see a simple button that's called auto sum. Click that. All right. I paused there yesterday, a lot going on there. This is the Excel language. Simply all that information that you see at the bottom equals sum A3, A7. What that's telling us is, do you want to add those numbers together? Yes, of course we do. The magic button to click is what? If you guessed enter, you are correct. Hit enter and watch the magic happen. Boom. Remember, just like our title, we want to bold. And I'm going to highlight in, I'm feeling kind of green today. All right. Now, let's review what we did yesterday. This bothers me. So I'm a perfectionist. I know some of you are like me. This title stretched out between 3 cells, A, B, and C. So how do we do that? And we discussed this yesterday. This is kind of tricky. Follow my mouse. See the white cross. You're going to find the line between the A and the B. All right. Now you notice it's a black, I call it a black cross. Look at that. If you do that, not correct. You have to go right in between the A and the B. And the best way to do this is to double click your mouse. And now you can see A is very large because it's fit in the title, which you can see there, Eric Lindros, the name I chose. All right. Not so bad so far. Review from yesterday. Now, formulas. Formulas we did not discuss, but it's easier than you think. Basically, a formula, just like you're doing in math, is we want to tell Excel to calculate and basically multiply, divide, add, or subtract. So what we're going to do here is let's use a simple math formula, and you'll see how easy Excel can make this for you. All right, click on the cell B3 and write the number 10. Again, we're using simple math here. All right. Now you want to go to cell C3. Why we're doing that is where our formula or the answer will be. So what I'm going to ask you to do is multiply 10 times 10. Now, even though you can do that in your head, let's have Excel do the math for us. This is how you appropriately start it. You can see in the instructions. This might be confusing at first, but you'll get into the routine. You always start a formula with the equal sign. So hit equals. That's the first step. Then you have to click and tell Excel what to calculate. So what numbers do we want to multiply? Well, 10 times 10. So let's select the first 10. You'll notice if you do this right, that little line around the cell will populate. Now, what is the multiplication symbol on your keyboard? Do you remember? If you guess the asterisk, or some of you call it the star, you are correct. So what we want to do next is Shift 8. All right, I'm speaking Excel, so you know my corny jokes. You're going to be speaking Excel. Basically, equals A3 asterisk is the different language. What I'm telling it is Excel, calculate 10 times. What do you think the next step is? To click the other 10. Now Excel is telling it, okay, equals A3 times B3. How do we finish a formula? What's the magic button? Enter. Magic. All right. So what we're going to do is enter tens here. Now, this is really magic. So if your math teacher ever asks you, hey, calculate the series of numbers, and we want to multiply all these numbers with the answers here, watch this magic. You don't even have to do it again. If you get the formula right at first, find this little tiny black square at the bottom of cell C3. What you're going to do is find the black cross, click, hold, and drag down. Watch this. And the answers already come up for you. Easy, right? So again, if you need to pause the video, go back. Again, that's why I'm doing it over YouTube, because it makes it nice and easy if you missed a step. Talk to one of your friends. If your friend got it next to you in classroom, I know I'm not there today. Make sure you ask them. So we're looking for leaders in the room. If this is coming easy to you, find someone around you that's maybe struggling with this. That's how we learn. It's just practice, just like anything else. All right. I have my notes here, so that way I don't have to jump slide to slide. I'm just making sure on my checklist, everything is done appropriately. So far what we did was a review from yesterday. We calculated a series of numbers using AutoSum, that 150 in green that you see on my screen. Then we started to dive into formulas, multiplication. And you saw how easy that was. We didn't have to do any math. We just have to tell Excel to do math for us. All right. Now we're going to practice division. So we're going to do this again so you really get into the habit. So we're going to scroll down. Now you always want to add a space. So cell B10, click into that. And we're going to type the same numbers again. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. All right. Then let's do tens again. Nice even numbers. So in columns A and B, you should have the same things you have in the above rows, what we just did multiplication. Now we're going to do division. So where do we want to do that? If you guess cell C10, you are correct. Click into cell C10. Okay. Now the division symbol. Hopefully you remember that. Everyone calls it a slash. It's actually a backslash, but as long as you know what it is, it doesn't matter. As long as you know how to get there, you can call it whatever you want. But technically, it's a backslash. So how do we do this? Let's test your memory from what we did above. So in order to tell a cell to calculate something, the magic, I always start with a equals, and I always finish with a enter. So the two E's. So we have to start with an equal sign. What do I want to divide? Well, 10 divided by 10. So I have to click the first number, which is 10. Easy. What's the division symbol? Backslash. Oh. What's the other number we're dividing? 10. How do I finish a formula? Enter. 10 divided by 10, 1. Now, why do math again and waste our time when we can just do this? Click into cell C10. Find the little tiny black square at the bottom of cell C10. When it turns into an X or a cross, click, hold, and drag. And you can see Excel did division for us. All right, we're going to repeat this 2 more times. So let's scroll down to cell. You're probably following the routine now. A16, we're getting far into our cells, or I should say rows. Remember, a row is defined by a number, as you can see, row 16. And a column, up and down, is defined by a letter. So, A16, you sunk my battleship. There you go. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, let's go with subtraction next. What's the routine? Let's do the easy stuff first. The numbers. And I'm choosing easy numbers because this is a way to check yourself, right? I mean, most of us can do this in our head, so you can see if the formulas are adding up for you. And tens here. Okay. So, subtraction. Always start with a what? Equal sign. Click into cell A16. Subtraction sign. Easy. Minus. The other number we want to subtract? 10. And how do we finish our formula? Enter. 10 minus 10 is 0. How do I finish it? Hopefully you got the routine now. Bottom right of the cell till it turns into the black cross. Click, hold, and drag down. Subtraction is done. All right. And the final one, cell A22. Let's do the routine again. 20, 30, 40, 50. Then 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. There we go. Addition is the last one. All right. Let's see if you can do it yourself. Pause the video. All right. You're back with me. Addition. Always start with a equals. 10. Addition. Shift. Plus. And 10. How do I finish it? Enter. There you go. Bottom right, click, hold, and drag down. If you have these series of numbers, your exit ticket, remember this is graded, should look like mine so far. So multiplication first. Addition. Oh, sorry. Division, subtraction, then addition. Yeah. Late at night, so long day, and just making sure you got it right. So let's go over that again. Multiplication. Okay, division, subtraction, and addition. Okay, So we're making progress. You're almost done. Okay. We want to auto sum all our totals. So let me show you a little trick here. What cell do we have to click into? Well, that space that we generated. That's why we spaced it out. How do I auto sum again? So I want to find my totals. And what we're going to do here is in column C, right? Because that is our equation. Let's find out this series of numbers, what our totals are. So auto sum again. I'm taking my mouse, going to the top right of my toolbar. You'll see a little auto sum up here. Click it. How do we finish a formula? The magic button, enter. All right, let's highlight and bold just like we did before. Let's scroll down. Same thing. Cell C21. Auto sum and enter. Bold and highlight. Good. And last but not least, I'm going to have to scroll a little bit farther down. There we go. How do I auto sum? Top right, auto sum and enter. Bold, highlight. So if you successfully did this, again, you have a full 50-minute class. So take your time. Don't rush through this. Check your work. I'm grading on accuracy. If you need help, ask someone around you. This is your instruction for today. So make sure that in order that you've entered all this. It looks like a lot, but everyone, this is simple numbers. So basically, as long as you know this piece. So let's review again. In column C, what you're doing is starting with the equal sign. Always start with the equal sign. Select your first number, then your whatever you want to calculate. Multiplication, division, subtraction, or addition. Select your second number, which should be in column B. How do we finish a formula? Always click enter. Good luck, and I'm excited to see your results. Remember, take your time with this video and make sure you read through all my slides step by step. Everything's posted in Schoology. All right, good luck, guys.